Hey everyone, this is Shane with Omni Technologies. Today we're going to be looking at Lenel OnGuard software, how to use Scheduler to schedule reader mode changes for one-time events. Thanks for tuning in. So I've already got my system administration software open up and I'm logged in. So I just want to give a little more context for what we're going to be talking about. So really the situation is we've previously talked about how to schedule card readers for mode changes on a recurring schedule using time zones. That works great when you've got a routine schedule that's the same every week. But what do you do when you have a special event? A very common scenario I find with my customers. Maybe they're holding an event after hours and they want to open up a few of the doors so that people can come in and out for a few hours. You can use time zones and reader modes, but it's kind of a pain because you have to manipulate the time zone, assign it ahead of time during that week, and then you have to remove it when it's done before the week repeats. So if you forget, next week rolls around, you're going to have that event repeat. So a much easier solution is to use the scheduler utility within system administration. You can actually get to scheduler from alarm monitoring as well, just an FYI. But this uses a Windows calendar because it is server based. So that's one important thing to note with scheduler. It's server dependent. So if you have anything that happens that severs the link between the controller with the hardware that's scheduled and the server where scheduler is running essentially with the linkage server, then it's not going to work. It is server dependent. Underline that. That's why you really only want to use it when you have to. Time zone reader modes are stored locally in the board's memory, so they're a little more resilient when it comes to network issues and server issues. So let's jump into our example though. So for our example, we're going to pretend we've got a special event happening next week on Monday evening, and I just want to schedule one card reader to unlock and then to restore back to card only at the end of the event. So to get started, we're going to open up Scheduler. In System Administration, you can get to it on the shortcut bar by clicking on the little clock icon over here towards the end. Or I could have gone into the administration menu, and that's down towards the bottom here where I'm hovering over. So I'm now looking at Scheduler. You can expand all these columns to get a better view of what's in there. I've only got one item in there right now. It's my maintenance item for cleaning my database out, archiving events once a week. So same button structure as pretty much everywhere else in OnGuard. Down on the lower left, you've got your add, modify, and delete, and your help button. So for our example, we're going to add something new. I don't have any card reader changes in here yet, so I'm going to click the add button. That's going to pop up the add action wizard. And for reader mode changes, we're going to scroll down towards the bottom, and we have two options. We have reader mode or reader mode group. The only difference is that reader mode is going to look directly to a single reader. Reader mode group is going to look at your device groups. It's going to look for reader groups. And so the difference is this allows you, if you have multiple card readers you want to target with your schedule, you want to unlock several doors in an area at the same time, create a card reader group first. Then come in here and select reader mode group, and you can hit that group with the same commands. For what we're doing in our example, we're just going to select reader mode. So you're going to hit next, and that's going to open the properties window. So I'm going to select my card reader, my spare reader, which is what I'm using for demonstration purposes. And then you select your mode. In our example, I want the door to be wide open for anyone to come in, so I'm going to set it to unlocked. You could use first card unlock if your system is configured for that. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes along with that. We're not going to get into that in this video. Then if you click on the schedule tab up on top, this is where you're going to set your date and time parameters. So this is another great thing about scheduler. You can pre-schedule this stuff. So once you find out about the event, you can go ahead and preset it up, and then you don't have to worry about it. So you can, if you got multiple events, you can set them all up once you find out, set it and forget it. So again, my event example was next Monday, and we're going to say 5 to 8 p.m. So I'm going to set that up. And you can do recurring too. It does give you that option. I'm not going to say don't ever use it. If you're going to use it, then I assume there's an example, some reason that makes sense. But again, the thing to consider is it is server dependent. It's a weakness that the time zone reader modes do not have because those are stored locally in the controller. So most time I think recurring is better suited for time zone reader mode. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. It's going to add it into my list, and again, if you want to do a quick review, I highly recommend that. It will show you all the properties here in the grid. So that's my first one. Now, again, this only does one step. This is going to unlock them. Unfortunately, you cannot do the fallback to card only in the same task. You have to add another one to set it back to card only at the end of the event. So we're going to click add. I'm going to basically do the same exact thing. Only difference being for the ending one, I'm going to go back to card only where we started. I'll select the same card reader. I should have done that first actually, and then set the card mode. Then set the schedule properties. Monday, I said 8 o'clock p.m. and then I'm going to save it. I can see that in here. So again, reviewing the whole thing. Yeah, 5 p.m. I'm going to go unlocked. 8 p.m. I'm going to go back to card only. So that is it for our example. I'll just kind of give you an overview. There's a few other things you can do in here if we want to just review a couple things in the Add Action Wizard. You can add an action group. What is an action group? We haven't really talked about that. An action group is a collection of different commands. So if you had multiple things you wanted to run and do it all in one scheduled event, you can create an action group that contains all those things, and then you can schedule the action group event. You can do arm and disarm if you have intrusion integration. You can work with device outputs in the same way. You can do downloads if you need to, execute a function list. You can do arming and disarming. You can do lockdown stuff, pulsing doors, scheduling reports, which is a little limited in the thick client. But yeah, those are just some of the things you can do with Scheduler. It's a really handy thing to use, and yeah, I think 99% of the customers that find it useful are using it for reader mode changes, just like we went through. So I hope this has been helpful. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.